On a golden summer afternoon, young Alice sat by the riverbank, feeling incredibly sleepy and dreaming. The world was quiet and still, until suddenly a white rabbit with pink eyes ran right past her. But this was no ordinary rabbit. It was wearing a tiny blue waistcoat, and to Alice's absolute shock, it pulled a pocket watch from its pocket. Oh dear, I shall be too late! Burning with curiosity, Alice jumped to her feet and chased the rabbit across the field. She watched as it popped down a large rabbit hole under the hedge. Without a second thought, Alice followed him down. Down, down, down she fell. It felt like she was falling for miles. She passed through a magical well filled with floating cupboards, bookshelves and mirrors. Thump! Alice landed safely on a pile of dry leaves. She found herself in a long, dimly lit hall with doors all around. But every single door was locked. In the centre of the room stood a small glass table. On it was a tiny golden key and a mysterious little bottle with a label that read. The label said, "Drink me." Alice, being a brave and curious girl, took a sip. It tasted delicious. It tasted like a mix of cherry tart, custard, pineapples and roast turkey. Suddenly, she felt very strange. She was shrinking. She shrank until she was only 10 inches tall, just the right size for the tiny door hidden behind a curtain. But alas, she had left the golden key on top of the high glass table. After finally finding a way out, thanks to a magical cake and a pool of tears, Alice wandered into a bizarre enchanted forest. There, sitting on the branch of a tree, was a large cat with purple stripes. It had a very, very wide grin. It was the Cheshire Cat. "Excuse me, could you tell me which way I ought to go from here?" "That depends a good deal on where you want to get to," said the cat. "If you walk long enough, you're sure to end up somewhere." Slowly, the Cheshire Cat began to vanish. First its tail, then its body, until nothing was left but its floating, mischievous grin in the air. Following the cat's vague directions, Alice arrived at a house, where a large table was set out under a tree. The Mad Hatter, the March Hare, and a sleepy Dormouse were having a tea party. "No room! No room!" they shouted as Alice approached. "There's plenty of room," Alice said, sitting down in a large armchair. It was the strangest tea party. They asked her riddles with no answers. They poured hot tea into the Dormouse's nose and kept moving around. The Hatter's watch didn't even tell the time, it told the day of the month. Feeling dizzy from their endless nonsense, Alice decided it was time to leave. She walked further until she stumbled upon a magnificent royal garden. Gardeners shaped like playing cards were frantically painting white roses red. Suddenly, trumpets blared. The terrifying Queen of Hearts arrived. "Who are you? Off with her head!" the Queen shrieked. A chaotic trial began. The Queen shouted, "Off with their heads! You're nothing but a pack of cards!" she yelled. The cards rose up into the air and came flying down upon her. Alice screamed, only to find her sister gently brushing away some leaves. "Wake up, Alice dear," her sister said softly. "What a long sleep you've had." Alice smiled, knowing she would never forget her journey into Wonderland. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and have sweet magical dreams. Good night.